These are the new hybrid RF lenses from Canon, the 70 to 200mm f2.8 and two prime lenses, a 24 and a 50mm f1.4. These join the fantastic 24 to 105mm f2.8 and 35mm f1.4 to form a new lineup of hybrid RF lenses from Canon, two zooms and a set of three matched primes. There are three main features that Canon state make these hybrid RF lenses. There's the iris ring, the VCM autofocus motors, and the focus breathing, all of which are very welcome for video work, so let's go through each of those in turn. Firstly, there's the iris ring. Until these lenses, Canon have only really put iris rings on their actual manual cinema lenses. There's a few exceptions to this, like their 18-80, which was their first real step to hybrid lenses like this 7 years ago now. Here though, we have declicked iris rings, which is nice to have for video work. Then we have VCM motors. This is only in the three prime lenses, not in the two zooms. They use two nano USM motors instead, as the lens elements are that bit smaller than they are in fast prime lenses. VCM stands for voice coil motors, and it's a new style of autofocus drive which uses a low-level magnetic field to move the lens elements. This is better at moving heavier elements faster and, more importantly, quieter, which is great as some autofocus lenses can actually get picked up by microphones while filming, especially mics which are actually mounted on top of a camera. So to test this, we put a microphone right next to the lens, cranked up the levels to a completely unrealistic high in order to hear what's going on, and made the lens autofocus backwards and forwards quickly. Now, both of these are very quiet lenses, and I couldn't hear either of these at the time in person. You can still hear the VCM motors in the test. They aren't silent, but notice how different the sound is. The 24 to 70 has this creaking sound to it, which isn't there at all on the VCM line. It's much smoother sound. It is a subtle difference, but it's definitely there. Then we have focus breathing, which is often an area which lenses like this from other brands fall short on. Canon do have a focus breathing compensation tool in some of their cameras, but even without it, each of these lenses do really well. Most of these lenses have barely any focus breathing. The 24mm does have a tiny bit, while the 35 and then the 50 have basically none. On the zooms, 24 on the 24 to 105 has the most, while at 105 there's none again, and we can't really see any at all on the 70 to 200. This is very impressive stuff. We've seen lots of actual cinema primes with much more focus breathing than this. The last area I wanted to test was how well each of the lenses match across the range. Regular photographic lenses often actually vary quite a bit from one focal length to another because they're not designed to match like that. In video, we want a consistent look and feel from the mid to the close-up, so a matched set is one of the main reasons that people are going to end up going for a set of cinema primes, for example. So we set up a test here in the showroom with the colour on the chart in the middle to see if anything shifts, and then the bokeh with the fairy lights behind it to see what they look like as we move through the range. We actually moved the camera closer and further away from the chart as the focal length changed. The bokeh does match really well, especially on the three primes. They have a nice clean bokeh shape which goes into an oval around the edges. The colour also seems to match really well. Here's each focal length side by side with just the grey chips on the chart. We did a white balance measurement of each of these in Resolve and they all returned pretty much the exact same result. So there we go. That is the new hybrid lenses from Canon. It's great to see a dedicated hybrid lineup which are designed to be used together like this. Autofocus lenses are of course hugely popular now across the video industry, and a lot of the traditional photographic industry as well are now hybrid users with stills and video for a decent amount of their work. So lenses like this are a great step in the right direction. If you want to buy any of these for your own work, then please do get in touch with us here at ProAV. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.